Today in the Daily Dose, the Liberty Bell. Cast at London's Whitechapel bell foundry in 1751, Pennsylvania's Provincial Assembly paid £100 for the bell to hang in its new State House, later renamed Independence Hall. The bell made its arrival into Philadelphia in August of 1752, but because the metal was too brittle, the bell cracked during a test ring and had to be recast twice. The final bell weighed 2,080 pounds, measuring in at 3 feet from lip to crown, with a 12-foot circumference around its lip. On July the 8th, 1776, the Liberty Bell was rung in celebration of the first public reading of the Declaration of Independence. But when the British invaded Philadelphia, the bell was sequestered in a church before its post-war return to the State House. The bell, which symbolizes American freedom and independence, would not receive its iconic name until the 1830s, when an abolitionist group chose the Liberty Bell as the symbol of their cause. Conflicting stories abound about when and how the Liberty Bell cracked, but one story goes that it cracked in 1824, when it was rung during a post-war visit by Revolutionary War hero Marquis de Lafayette. Another story maintains that the year was right, but that the bell cracked when it was used to summon firemen to a fire. A third popular legend claims that the bell cracked during a 1935 funeral for Chief Justice John Marshall, despite a complete lack of journalistic evidence that such a ringing ever occurred. While the stories of how the bell earned its crack remain conflicted, what can be established is that the bell was visibly cracked when in 1846, the Liberty Bell rang out in celebration of George Washington's birthday. Despite many attempts at repairing the Liberty Bell, the crack continued to grow with each subsequent ringing, which forced it out of service in 1976, when it was moved to a pavilion near Independence Hall for the bicentennial celebration of the Declaration of Independence. In 2003, the Liberty Bell was moved yet again to its new home in Liberty Bell Center, part of Philadelphia's Independence National History Park, where the bell is visited by over 5 million tourists each and every year. And there you have it, the Liberty Bell. Today on the Daily Dose. Get your nerd on with the Daily Dose. And if you enjoyed today's episode, share the link with a friend or colleague so that they too can learn something new every day.